Everybody ready? Yeah! All right, now here we go. A one, a two, a one,
Let's get it on, everybody. The wait is over and the picks are in and the matchups are set, or at least I hope that they are, because we are recording this on Tuesday, September 3rd. And you know what that means, boys. We are 2 days away from real football being back in our lives. It's your host, Cody. I've got Brandon and Jordan with me to break it all down as we look forward to NFL kickoff on Thursday. Boys, how we feeling? A lot of drafts this weekend. Football, real football is coming. What do we think?
It's exciting. It was exciting this weekend with college being back. So having a full slate of 5-6 days in a row is going to be super hype.
That's right, because we got Friday games this year, huh? Or at least for this first week, anyway.
Yeah, I'm excited for the start of the season. Obviously, getting drafting this weekend, the week before the season starts, always gets the juices flowing. And then you get out of the weekend and you have Monday off, and you're hoping there's a Monday night football game, but you got to wait till Thursday. So at least we get a Thursday, Friday this year, and then everyone else on Sunday and then Monday night. So I'm excited.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I gotta, I just want to get ahead of this thing right now and let you guys know that I may have overdone it this year, and I am going to be drafting here in about the next 10 minutes. So I'm going to rely on you guys a little bit to take the lead on this one, but this leads me into our quick question for this week's episode. How many leagues is too many? Let's start with Brandon. Go ahead. Tell me how many leagues you're in and how many is too many.
I'm in like 6 leagues right now, but a lot of them are just free leagues. My main leagues are pretty much my GSC and then my Elevate '08. But all the other leagues I'm in, I just I didn't draft in some of them. I kind of just auto drafted after a minute. But yeah, I mean, that's how many I'm in. I don't really pay attention to some of them. One of them is a best ball league, and I don't have to do anything in that. So it makes my life easy.
That is nice. What about you, Jordan? I know you're not one to overextend,
No, I
so to
don't.
speak.
Yeah, usually, I mean, for me, I don't know. I'm in 2 leagues personally. GSC, our main, and then my league, GSC Colorado. Um, I think 2 is kind of ideal. Like I said, I do play fantasy hockey, so obviously that kind of overlaps into football. So that starts taking up time. But for me, I'd say keep it at 3 to a max, unless you're doing, like Brandon said, maybe a best ball or a I don't know what other type league, but best ball. That way you don't have to worry about is looking at guys so much, or if you're doing a free league with just friends or whatever. But I don't know. I think that's why people like doing money leagues, just keep it a little bit more competitive and just keep everyone active in the league. So I'd say 3 for me. If you're doing money leagues, 3 is maybe the max I would do.
Yeah, I think money leagues is definitely a good catalyst to kind of put in there. But I had a follow-up question for you guys, but now I'm kind of embarrassed to tell you my answer. I'm in 12 leagues.
Ooh,
So
I think I'm in 6.
well, make that
No,
11 because
maybe.
I just bequeathed the Nor'easter to you, Brandon.
Oh, I guess, yeah. So I'm in
Well,
7 now because I technically took that over.
that's too many.
Uh,
Yeah, you should be embarrassed.
That's a
well,
lot. Now you are in the best ball league, which you don't have to do anything in, which
well,
makes
I'm
it
not too worried
one
about
less.
that. And I'm only commissioning 3 of them, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 3 as well for me.
So I think that's a good balance. And as far as money league goes, obviously ours, and then
One other. That's it for me. I'm in two.
Like what? Like two others for me.
I'm in two money leagues.
Right.
That's
I
I'll be
think
honest,
too
and
many.
I'll say this on the podcast. One of my other money leagues is my work league, and I'm not super concerned with that. This guy's doing
So
I
that
whisper
drops it
that
down to
because I'm not
10.
sure if they're ever going to watch this.
Mhm.
Dude, I'm in an auction right now and CMC is at $200.
What's your pot? Like how much your budget, I
Damn.
mean.
$1,000. So someone just took
Hey,
$200 on CMC.
Go 201. Snipe them.
20% of your budget. Yeah, I mean,
I'm good. I didn't know. I don't have anyone yet. Seamus has Saquon, JJ, and Chase.
Dang.
how
And
much
he
money has he
spent
spent?
265.
She.
That's not too bad for those four.
Just those three.
Oh, those three. Still not terrible. I think some people, when they do too many leagues, they kind of, once they start doing well in one league or they're doing a good in a couple leagues, and a couple leagues they're kind of fading off. A lot of people just quit paying attention to those teams, and it doesn't make it fun for the rest of the people. So that's why
Yeah,
the
that's
leagues
true.
the leagues I am in, I want to give it. I want to win. Obviously I want to win in any league I'm playing in, but at least when I keep it to these two, like I know I can keep it more kind of focused. Way more involved with free agency and fab and picking guys up and stuff like that, rather than just waiting before Sunday morning to look at my team and trying to make quick changes for someone that got injured or bye weeks you're not even paying attention to. So that's why,
Yeah.
like I said, maybe too many, you might just get spread thin and not want to pay attention. And maybe that's why you want to do it. You do 10 leagues. Hey, I'm going to do good in 5 of them, but I'm going to do bad in 5 other ones. So
Oh my
maybe
God.
that's the
Seamus
brights.
just spent $200 in that league for Jalen Hurts.
Dang.
Well, good stack though, I guess.
Not gonna have a lot of depth though.
Yeah. But I guess that's I don't know. I look at it on the flip side, Jordan, like for the manager, obviously, like for the league, maybe it's not as fun because of what you said, but like the more leagues I'm in, the more chances I have to not be shitty at fantasy football.
Yeah. And
Unless I'm
like,
just ass in all of them. So
yeah. I mean, obviously, I think the most I've ever played in is maybe 4 leagues. So, and even like you have a bad week and you just go like 0 and 4 in 4 leagues. And it's just like, man, like fantasy's not kind, um, but then you also have the alternative where you win, you know, 4 games in a week, in all 4 leagues. So it makes you feel good about yourself again. But yeah, I guess it gives you a better chance of, I don't know, winning a league or doing better and getting high scores and having the correct picks for a certain league and doing
yeah,
good and hopefully winning 1 out of the 11.
yeah. How did you guys diversify your revenue over the teams that you have? Like, did you draft similar or did you like switch it up? Jordan, I know actually you were talking in your league, you went like almost polar opposite to what you went in
Yeah,
GSC Maine.
yeah. Obviously we did I think there was 5 of us in a Zoom chat for my league, which is pretty cool. I don't think we've ever had that before.
That was sweet.
Super cool to have a buddy of mine that hasn't been in fantasy football for probably 8 to 9 years. Cool to have him in there. But yeah, as you said, I was kind of just looking at guys and I was like, man, I just kind of want to go crazy different with this. I had the second pick in my draft and never had a chance to have Tyreek Hill ever before. So I was happy to get him. And then I just kind of went with guys where it's just like I had guys that draft similar to my GSC main, but like you said, I just kind of want to go completely different and just go kind of wild with it and see what happens and take some chances and risks and pays off. It pays off. If it doesn't, then oh well.
True that. What about you,
Fact.
Brandon?
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of switched it up throughout, made tweaks here and there. I I don't know, man. It's so difficult just because like I feel like I have a good read in some leagues and like I stacked my running backs in one league and then in GSC main I didn't the polar opposite and I just tried to stack up in the receiver room.
Fair enough. Yeah, we just Brandon, I know you were in it, Jordan, you weren't. We just did our dynasty league, the first GSC dynasty league. I gotta be honest, man, that's a whole nother animal.
Yeah, that was
You're looking down the road.
Oh, dude, it's
Took a
insane.
lot of young players. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Like 30 rounds, dude.
Yeah.
30 rounds. We've been in this.
Yeah.
How long has this draft been going on? 6
A
days?
week.
Yeah, a
And
week now.
then you're just drafting rookies from here on out, correct?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From here on out, everything's either
Yeah.
waiver wire or rookies.
Yeah. So you got to get lucky on the wire or have that rookie hit next year for you. Yeah, Dynasty's a whole different animal than year to year.
Dude,
Speaking
it's
of year to
nutty.
year stuff, we do another thing. I don't know if anyone would be interested. I'll reach out to people I know, but we do a through FanDuel Fantasy. We do a lineup every Thursday through Sunday. You add $5 to it. Whoever wins it takes all the money. You just set a lineup for each weekend. It's pretty fun. You get a certain amount of money. It's just like Fab with picking up guys, and you set a lineup, and whoever gets the most points wins. So it's kind of cool to do it week to week. You know, kind of I don't know. It's kind of like fantasy, but every week. I think they do have leagues like that, like other stuff where they just do like week to week stuff. Um, drafting all the time or picking guys like that. Obviously, where you can have the same guys and rely on a certain amount of money, but that's another fun thing to do. Just like a week to week thing, mix it up a little bit more, even if you don't want to
Yeah, definitely.
wait a whole season.
That's pretty sick, man. Drop a link if you can. Maybe send it to Brandon, put it in the description down below if you guys are interested in that, or figure it out, throw it in the Facebook group. Jordan can reach out individually, but
I was gonna say post it in the Facebook group. Do that.
Yeah.
For sure.
which, by the way, the Facebook group has been going bananas.
Yeah.
Bananas, dude.
I've been trying to catch up, man. Over the last week, I feel like I've just been so busy bouncing around between prep for draft and just work. I mean, it's been a little bit crazy.
Sorry, this is one of those times where I'm drafting right now, so I'm
There's,
trying to pay attention.
I think there's been since last Tuesday, I don't know the exact numbers, but I feel like every couple days, you're posting the welcome the new members to the group, which is cool to see it grow. And I'm sure as it keeps getting more and more, people are just going to see it more, obviously, as the numbers get higher and friends of friends, and hopefully more football fans that want to do more fantasy with us and grow this and have some other leagues, maybe start another dynasty and, GSC 2.0 for maybe down the road, whoever's last place, maybe the last place punishment is relegation. You get kicked out, you go to GSC 2.0, winner of that league comes up to our league, so on and so forth. So that way, maybe it's like two leagues, just ideas, we throw out down the road and see what happens. Get pretty crazy with it with enough members.
I'll be right
That'd be
back.
sick.
In a second.
Cool.
All right, Jordan. Well, he's taking a break real quick. I'm on the clock, 12 team, full PPR. I'm at the 11th spot. I just picked up Brees Hall, Kyron, and Garrett Wilson went after me. Give me your thoughts here. I've got Saquon on the board, Jameer Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor. First receiver on the ADP list is Marvin Harrison. I've also got Puka, Devonta Adams, obviously Kelsey Laporta there. No quarter. Jalen Hurts went in the first round. So what are you thinking here?
I'm thinking, since you already said you had Brees Hall, I'm expecting big things out of him this year. If it was me in your spot, I would definitely stack another running back, Saquon or Jonathan Taylor. I think Jonathan Taylor, Anthony Richardson stays healthy. Indianapolis does good things this year. I said the only thing that scares me with Philadelphia is that even in the red zone, maybe it's they do this year tell Jalen Hurts they don't have Jason Kelsey to do the tush push. He's not leading the pack. So maybe they tell Hurts to hand it off to Barkley, and he's the one that gets the red zone TDs. Same thing with Indianapolis. I think Indianapolis is going to tell
50
Anthony
seconds.
Richardson to hand the ball off and give it to Taylor. You're giving me that selection heads up. I'm taking Jonathan Taylor, but
Say less. You're gonna help me through this one, man.
all right. Yeah, I just think he's definitely the RB1 in Indianapolis, where it's Philadelphia over the past couple of years. They've never truly had a, Christian McCaffrey type guy where they're handing the ball to, 90% of the game.
True. True. All right, Brandon, you all good? You ready to go? I got a scenario for you
sorry.
guys. We're gonna play a fun little game. Since most of our drafts are done, Jordan, you're helping me through this one, obviously. I want to know who drafted the drunkest. Here's what we're going to do, boys. I'm going to give you guys three scenarios, and you tell me on a scale 1 to 10, 1 being sober as a bird, 10 being drunk off your behind, who drafted the drunkest. Make sense? You guys got that?
Yep.
10 the worst, 1 the least. You didn't drink any.
You're right. All right. Scenario number 1. This player drafted from the 8th spot in a 10-team full PPR, 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex. This player took 6 receivers in their first 7 picks. I said I was going to name them. I don't have them up in front of me. They weren't bad, but they ended up with running back 1 is Aaron Jones. Brock Purdy and Jake Ferguson finished up their 1Z position. What do you guys think? Does this make sense to you? 8th spot, 10 team, 6 receivers in the first 7 picks.
No, doesn't make sense to me at all.
Is this the guy from my league?
You might know some of these players, Jordan. That was
I think that was someone
Yeah.
from my league. It was not me. It was even brought up by someone in the Zoom chat with us asking me to text him, making sure he was not auto drafting pure wide receivers. Honestly, if those wide receivers do good, he's going to have 4 wide receivers playing every week with 2 wide receivers, 2 flexes. Like, I don't think it's bad. It's the same as if you're going 4 running backs. Especially with my league with the 2 flexes, that definitely helps. But I just like the diversity where you got more options there. But realistically,
So I'll pull it up real quick. He's got Jamar Chase, AJ Brown, Debo Samuel, Mike Evans, DK Metcalf, and Xavier Worthy.
So he's obviously got to make some kind of move trade-wise.
So
That
I'll
would
break
be-
down the rest of the roster real quick. Running backs look like Aaron Jones, James Conner, Austin Eckler. Again, Jake Ferguson, Brock Purdy at the 1Z positions. He did snag the Eagles defense in the 11th round with Jordan Mason and Aaron Rodgers with his last 2 picks. I'm with you, Brandon. He's going to have to make something happen.
You're gonna have to make some kind of trade offer to get a freaking RB1 in my eyes that can actually. I mean, James Conner's not bad. Aaron Jones, not a huge fan. And then who knows what's going on in Washington with Eckler?
yeah.
Do you
him
think
and
Eckler's got
Robinson.
anything left in the tank?
I think so, but he obviously has a lot to prove after last season.
Yeah.
We doesn't have to prove shit. New team, less money, whatever. Maybe this is just the final chapter in his career,
Maybe. Could be.
you know? All right, 1 to 10. What do we think?
I might be giving it a 4 or 5. I don't think it's too crazy. Like I said, as long as your wide receivers hit, if those guys hit 25 to 35 a game, like realistically, you shouldn't lose a game. So you're relying on your wide receivers, but you're playing 4 wide receiver ones, for each of their teams. But like I said, you're same thing as if you're relying on 4 running backs. You're relying on those guys every week instead of kind of spreading it out more. But who knows? Brock Purdy they just signed Trent Williams today. Gonna give him that protection this year. I don't know. Like I said, I'll give it.
86
I'll
for
give
3. Yeah.
Yep 3 for 86. I'll give it a 4.
I'm going the opposite. I'm going like 6.
All right. All right. Let's move on. Scenario number 2. This player drafted from the 1 spot in a 10-team half PPR, same roster as above, 1, 2, 2, 1, and 2. This player took both Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, as well as Lamar and Caleb Williams, as well as the 49ers DST, all in the first 6 rounds. How do we feel?
I I guess I don't know. if it was me
Head
drafting,
scratchers, man.
yeah, I'm not drafting Lamar and Caleb Williams, especially if I drafted Lamar first. Maybe Caleb Williams end of the draft, taking a flyer, a chance on him. Um, Tyreek and Waddle, I tell everyone I know, stay away from Jalen Waddle. That dude he's scary. When he's good, but how much is he on the field? Not much.
So here's the thing that I worry about too is everybody like talks a lot about handcuffing your running back. So you think about the Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery situation. If Jahmyr Gibbs goes down, David Montgomery's got top 10 upside, right? I don't think that's a debate. Can we not say the same about Waddle if Tyreek gets hurt?
Oh, 100% agree with you there.
But a
I don't.
handcuff that early is just absurd, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
And I've been playing fantasy for a decade and I've never handcuffed receivers. I don't think.
No, there's
Whitney
only
did it
been
last year with AJ Brown and Devonta Smith, and it worked for a
a
while.
trade out of it, but
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't think there's ever been too many guys who really could have done that with. Maybe the Broncos in 14 with Demarius Thomas and Eric Decker, the greatest season he's ever had in his NFL career.
The best offense in NFL history.
Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne type thing, maybe. There's not too many
Yeah.
guys you're wanting to stack like that. I don't know. And the 49ers defense, a lot of respect to them, but they didn't show up in the Super Bowl and Nick Bosa's MIA. I'm not taking them in the first 6 rounds. I don't know. Like I said, I have Tyreek and Lamar each in 2 leagues, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know who this was, but they probably were drinking, giving this a solid 9.
Yeah, I'm
Oh shit.
giving this like a solid 9 as well. This person's pretty. This
Yeah,
is, I
this
don't know. Just like looking at it, you could
I'm
have.
sorry. If you're taking a defense before like round 11,
Like I said,
you just
we talked about this the other night. If you can guarantee me it was that England defense from 2020 and they're going to be putting up an average of what, like 22 a game, yeah, I'll probably take them in the top 6, but you ain't ever going to know with the defense. It hit or miss every week.
Right.
yeah, 100%. I am back on the clock, gentlemen. So if you guys want to fill the air real fast, I'm going to make a good decision. I promise.
All right.
A good decision. You sure about that?
Well, this is we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in a 12-man draft that are on auto pick. So
Jeez.
Quality.
it's yeah, it's a little strange. I'm
Yeah.
staring down. I've got Brees Hall, Jonathan Taylor right now. I'm staring down Sam Laporta, Debo, Jalen, DJ Moore, Cooper Cup,
Sam
Malik
Laporta.
Neighbors. That's a bit of a reach.
Sam Laporta.
Yeah,
if he's
taking
there.
Sam Laporta here in the 3rd. I agree.
Yeah, I think I mean, he was rookie year last year and he was tight end 1. Like, pretty good. I know there's sophomore slump and stuff, but he's catching the balls over the middle. He's still blocking.
All right, we're good to go. You guys ready for the last scenario?
Yes, sir.
Let's hear it.
Well, I just want to let you know I ended up with Laporta and Debo on the turnaround. So right now we're looking at Brees Hall, Jonathan Taylor, Sam Laporta, Debo Samuel.
That's solid.
Scenario number 3. This player drafted from the 4th spot in a 10-team full PPR keeper league, kept Cole Kmet over Sam Laporta, and then ended up leaving the draft with 3 tight ends, 2 defenses, and only 3 running backs. We're not dropping names here, gentlemen. Yeah.
I'll let people know this was in our main league, and I can say every single person within the main league that was in our Zoom during the draft was scratching their head the whole fucking time.
So I actually wanted to take some time and break this one down because obviously we know this person and it's I wouldn't say that this is a trend, right? This is a bit of an outlier in my opinion. But this person is notorious for doing things of this nature. And they stand by the fact that there's a method behind this. So let's break that down. Is there any way that you can make this make sense?
No.
I mean, the 3 tight end thing, I mean, like the thing that just confuses me is you're like Sam Laporta is like average draft pick, like during the draft, pretty sure we looked it up. He was like 24th and Cole Kmet was like 130 something. Like, I'm not, no
Arguably the best
disrespect
at his
to,
position, right?
no disrespect to Cole Kmet. I think he is if I had the chance, I almost drafted him in my league. He got taken a little bit before I got to him. There's a lot of people relying on Chicago players this year, including myself.
A lot of people watched Hard Knocks.
Yeah, a lot of people relying on Caleb Williams. I watched Hard Knocks New York Jets last year and saw how that turned out for them too. So I don't know. I try to make sense on it and I just don't. I don't know and I don't know. I don't know how you're keeping Komet over Laporta. I don't know. I try to think of the upside. What is the upside?
Yeah,
The-
I mentioned this earlier in the season. For Laporta, the idea behind him repeating what he did last year, that's a bit of a stretch, right? That's one angle that I look at this. The angle that I look at this is he's giving this opportunity for somebody else to take that risk on him, to take him as early as they did, which if you look at the draft, he ended up going
3rd round.
29th overall. Second round.
Yeah. So
I guess I can see that, but if you're going to end up taking 3 tight ends anyway,
yeah, that's my
wouldn't
thing.
you
If you're
rather have the upside of Laporta?
yeah, where you could have maybe draft one other tight end and then have another at one of the other tight end positions. You could have drafted another position player, but hey, everyone that's
But
why it's
he
fantasy
did it with
football.
McBride. A lot of people are high on McBride this year.
Yeah, I like McBride. He was might have been my keeper if it wasn't for Puka Nakua. I think Trey McBride, Arizona's just one of those teams you don't know what you're gonna get this year. 10 wins
Agreed.
or 2 wins, you know. So we'll see. There's a lot of questions to be answered this year in fantasy, I feel like.
Yeah, I just feel like if you're going to take the risk of drafting Trey McBride in the 3rd round anyway, you might as well keep Puka in the 14th.
Yeah.
The risk and the ceiling are essentially the same.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I don't know. Yeah. He should have kept Laporta. Maybe not gone. At that point, it's like you look at drafting 3 tight ends. Laporta was picked up off of free agency last year. Same as Puka Nakua, you know. So it's just like one of those guys where, man, your tight end gets injured in week 1. Like there's going to be another starter on the waiver wire. He might not be great, might be a rookie, but I don't know. That's just
yeah,
I've never been big on tight ends unless you're getting Travis Kelce. You know, he's proven it year after year.
you think he still got it this year?
I think he does. He came out with a quote today: "The best is yet to come." Maybe that's some sort of deeper meaning with Taylor Swift that this is his
I was
last
gonna
year.
say
And
that's Taylor Swift's PR team saying, "Here's the shit you need to say."
yeah, maybe this is his last year, and he's just going to go tour with Taylor Swift and have a good life and enjoy it. They win the Super Bowl this year, repeat. What better way to retire and go marry Taylor Swift? Like, come on, man. Like, it's a pretty good life. I think any of us would take, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have a good year. I think Laporta is going to beat him out for you're looking at overall stats. I feel like if Kittle was on a different team where he got more looks and I think Kittle overall is the best run after wide receiver or tight end in the game. The dude, he just runs with force and he's fast. And I love George Kittle, but I just don't think he on that team with that system, he just doesn't get the ball enough compared to McCaffrey and Debo and Ayuk.
Blocks a
So
lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
so but you never hear him complain. So, yeah, I'm high on
Yeah.
Kelsey. I think he has a good year this year.
Brandon, anything to add to that?
I think this person is going to be active in the waiver wire. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this person spend their fab quick. Especially considering they don't have a lot of wide receivers. So I would say that is who I would say I can see where I can see them going.
The only other thing I can think of here is trying to build some sort of trade capital, right?
Right.
But
Relying on someone else to need somebody, kind of.
that's exactly that part right there. Like, if there's anything that's not guaranteed in football or in fantasy football, it's landing a decent trade. At some point, you're either going to have to sell the house for the player that you want to get, or you're going to have to drop somebody.
Yep.
It's the way I see it. But
I mean,
all
hey,
right, boys, 1 to 10.
I'm giving this one a 10.
And this just made no fucking sense to me. It was terrible.
See, I'm actually going to jump in and I'm going to give this one an 8. I'll jump in with you boys at a 9 on scenario number 2. And I think scenario number 1, I'm going to give that a 6 as well. So, man, it's so crazy to think about how they all pan out, right? Like every draft is different. And that's, Jordan, I think you touched on this is why you don't mock, because it doesn't matter. Because when you get into the draft, none of this shit makes sense.
Yeah,
I get it.
there was a guy in my draft last Sunday night. He took Patrick Mahomes with the 8th overall pick, 9th overall pick. I was pretty shocked by that, and took Kelsey on the turn. So, sure, not a lot of people that mocked were having Mahomes go in the first round, but I'm sure there are leagues that had Mahomes going first overall just because women think he's cute and that's the name they know, and they know the Chiefs. So,
Right.
you just truly never know what you're going to get. That's why, yeah, I don't do mocks, because something crazy is going to happen. It's going to throw everybody off.
Yep. Yep. All right, boys. I'm 2 picks away, so I'll go ahead and let you guys take over this next segment. If you want to move on, that is all you guys.
Cool. We were kind of talking before, maybe about looking at game of the week coming up for the NFL. Since this is opening week, I think the game or games of the week might be the Thursday night game. That Baltimore Chiefs game could be an AFC championship game down the road. Both
Well,
those
it's a
teams are
rematch of
good.
last year's too.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think, realistically, Baltimore, they didn't lose much. You add Derrick Henry, he's a little bit older. But I think it's really going to help them in the red zone. Like, I think they'll be smart with him and not rush him, 30 times a game. I think he's going to be somewhere in the range of maybe 12 to 15 times a game. Obviously depending on the scenario, but I think it's going to help Lamar out with not having to run them much. And then, so we'll see with them. And I mean, you got the Chiefs. Like, I think they came out last year and lost game 1, right, to Detroit, and everyone's high on Detroit. And hey, Detroit lived up to it. Like, they ran that momentum the rest of the year, and Chiefs made the playoffs, and they do what they do in the playoffs, and they look good. So I'm looking forward to this rematch. I think it could be the game, game of the week. And I also put on there the Friday night game, which this is the first Friday night game that I can remember ever in like opening week era that I remember. And obviously they're doing it in Brazil with the Packers and Eagles. Game is on. I'm pretty sure, if I'm correct, it's on Peacock. So I think that's the NFL just trying to squeeze in more games, just like they do Thursday night with Prime,
Yes.
just trying to make more money off of it. Hopefully they don't get to a point one day where it's only subscription-based services to watch every type of game. I think that could be a future NFC championship game this year. Green Bay coming off the momentum with Jordan Love. If Jordan Love keeps it up for Green Bay, unless you're a Green Bay fan, everyone else is F you Green Bay for 3 quarterbacks in 35 years. Like, 30 years. Pretty incredible. So, um, I don't have a dog really in either of those fights. I'm just hoping for good games and excited for football to be back. But with week one, as most of you guys know, watching week one football, you truly never know what's going to happen. It could be sloppy defenses, sloppy offenses, but I think maybe with this year, they're more so this year than recent memory that starters actually played in the preseason some and got warmed up, and guys just didn't sit the entire preseason. So hopefully they're good games. Hopefully everyone comes out. Obviously, knock on wood, everyone stays healthy. Just hoping for good games, and I don't know. We'll see. So I'm excited for those two games. You guys looking forward to any others?
I like the Monday night game.
I just Rogers stay healthy. That San Fran, Cody's talking about San Francisco and New York Jets. I'm excited for that one also. That should be another good game. As like I said, there's quite a bit of good matchups this week and
Yeah, I
opening
was
week.
gonna say
So
Sunday. I like the Colts Texans, and then I also like Sunday night Rams Lions.
yeah, I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of good games, a lot of stuff to look forward to. So hopefully everyone doesn't have plans for Thursday night, Friday night, college football on Saturday, and football all day Sunday. So it's gonna be a good weekend of watching a lot of football. I'm looking forward to it.
Dude, me too. I can't wait.
Sure,
I
the
can't
wife
wait.
is going to hate it, but I'm gonna love it.
Well, Jordan, thank you for that. I appreciate you filling that gap there. I agree, man. I think Thursday night it's gonna be wild. But I want to transition over into kind of back into the fantasy realm of the entire thing and just kind of touch on the growth of the club a little bit. And Brandon, you can add into this as well, but we've seen exponential growth in the leagues that we have rolling in to get Sunday covered right now. And I just want to take a moment to kind of share some of our thoughts on what it takes to have not necessarily a good league or a competitive league, but a fun league, essentially, and talk about, our experience as commissioners in our leagues and some of the best tips and tricks that we have to make sure that everybody's staying engaged throughout the year and everybody is, keeping up with their lineup, not giving up. They're 0-4, 0-5, and then you never hear from them again. Those are the type of things that we want to avoid, obviously, in any league. So I'm going to go ahead and start it off, guys, if that's okay with you. My first thing that I want to say is just get to know your league. Learn the people that are in your league. Obviously, a lot of new leagues, a lot of new names, a lot of people that none of us have ever met. Get to know these people, man. Be active in the chat. Ask questions, right? This is especially if you're playing for money, specifically if you're playing for money, you want to know these people and you want to, it's better to have friends than enemies, I guess. But I that's going to be my biggest thing is, turning it into, give it that family vibe, essentially. What do you guys think of that?
No, I agree. Staying in constant communication and, like we've done with our big league within the main, bringing in fresh ideas continuously and everything along those lines is huge to keeping the camaraderie and everything along those lines. Watch
Utilize
parties.
that group chat, man.
Yep. Utilize that group chat to your advantage.
Send those gifts, send those memes. 100%.
And you could have those people in the group chat like Joe, he's just in there, but says like maybe two texts a year, like Joe, like no one's gonna hurt you, dude. Like blink twice if you're okay. You can send a text every now and then, talk shit to Cody.
No, no, he
But
does his shit talking on the scoreboard.
but no, yeah, like you guys said, I think staying engaged, um, and even if it's just a little bit of banter each week or talking after the Sunday games or something, and maybe talking about a matchup or something, just where everyone's kind of staying involved and still interested and not just losing complete interest because their fantasy team's not doing so great, and you're rooting against your team because you need someone on the other team to win. Like, I mean, we've all been there, but like at the end of the day, you still want your team to win, You just want the other guy to put up 4 touchdowns against your team and your team to still win. But yeah, staying engaged, I think is big, you know, just, and obviously, like you said, hopefully like getting to know everybody if you don't know new people. Um, but yeah, I'd imagine whoever's joining your league, you're going to be kind of talking to them and introducing yourself, where you're from type thing, and talking a little bit
Can you
throughout the
imagine sending
season.
a trade proposal to somebody that you've never talked to before?
Uh, be kind of weird. I don't know. I mean, I played in some
This
free,
helps you more than it helps me, I promise. You can
and I
trust me,
mean,
man.
there are some suspect people out there that do take trades that I don't know. I'm sure you guys have seen stuff during the season where stuff's posted in groups of trades that happen, and it's like, how is this not vetoed? Like, I don't care. Like when people say if the two sides agree on it, it should go through, but it's like when it's obvious that like someone just doesn't care about their team and they're trading one guy for, they're trading whatever Kyler Murray for 2 RB1s and 2 wide receiver 1s. It's like, come on, guys. Like, I don't
Right.
care who agrees on it. Just because this dude wants Patrick Mahomes this bad doesn't mean he needs to give up 4 guys just for him. So
That level of competition that you don't get if you don't have the camaraderie.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree. What about you, Brandon? What's one thing you do in your leagues that you run?
I mean, I just stay in contact. I try and um logos, stuff like that. Um it,
Love the new logos, by the way. You ought to share those with people.
yeah, those are maybe we'll drop a couple in here and throughout the season and just kind of update people. Because the logos this year are fire. I think they're a major upgrade in comparison to what we did last year.
I do
Definitely.
too.
So super hype on our logos this year.
Yeah.
I think like that's just really the key though. And then just obviously making sure like for me it's like if I do see collusion, calling it out. I'm not gonna let a crazy trade go through that's not fair for both sides.
Okay. I want to dive into this a little bit. We've got a little bit of time, I think. Let's dive into this. How do you guys describe collusion, right? What does collusion mean to you? And at what point do you step in and say this is unacceptable?
And it's got to be pretty evident. Like
Right. It's got to be obvious, right?
you got to be dropping like your top players to tank for last, and the other team's basically giving you like their lowest players or, whatever it may be. They're giving you jack. I mean, that's the way I look at it, at least.
Yeah, when you got like a trade, like I don't know, for example, like uh CD Lamb for Cortland Sutton, something like that. Like it's just
Come on, man. Come
To
on, man. How it
be
no, you know
fair,
what? We're
looking
not going to
back
get
though,
into
it
this.
wasn't that bad.
excuse me, it was Puka for Cortland Sutton. I mean, looking at the numbers are not great. I wouldn't consider that one so much collusion. It was the basis around that whole trade. If it was that
Yeah.
trade and that only trade that was proposed, it's different. But no, like Brandon said, I think, yeah, like if you're looking at it, like I said before, you're trading one guy for multiple guys or something that just doesn't look right. But I know it gets to that point. I've been there where people are just mad and they just want to get rid of people. I don't give a shit about my team. Like, I don't care if I lose. So they're not looking at exclusion. They're just looking at it as I'm done. Like I don't care. This is a 1 season team. Like I'm already gonna lose anyway. So what does it matter? Type thing. I'm just gonna try to help
Right.
out whoever I like the most on this league. I did have one in a fantasy hockey thing where I had to shut it down pretty quick. It was a husband and wife that play in my fantasy hockey league. They're both big hockey fans. The husband was out of it, and he was trying to trade his number one goalie. I don't even remember who it was at the time. I want to say it was Shesterkin for the Rangers. It was him and someone else, like Patrick Kane, for like a center number 3, like not even someone great. And obviously they were just trying to stack her team so she could win and win the money of the league. And I told them both, and I vetoed it.
Not today.
Sent them both the message individually, and they both understood. They were just trying to pull a quick one. So But yeah, I'd say at least try to have some sort of veto system set up in your league to, at least as you a commissioner, you make that ruling judgment if you don't have something set up in your league, or at least you have, part of a union. So as long as you have someone to second it, that's all you need to pass something through. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I'd say as long as you have some sort of veto power, or some vote or something you're going to do, majority wins to push a trade through. I think majority is the fairest, because that's, there's more people in the league that are agreeing than disagreeing with it, and the people agreeing with it are majority number, and that's how most things, even when you're in elementary school, like majority rules, like that's just how it's always been.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I might add to that a little bit and just say like the biggest point in what you just made is being active as a commissioner, making sure that you see everything that's happening in your league and you see all the moves that are being made and the comments that are being made and things of that nature, because that's when things can get out of control, when the person that's in charge, or the person that is supposed to be the most invested into this, stops not caring, then anything goes. And then when anything goes, it's a snowball effect, right? You get people that just like, all right, well, fuck it then. I guess this is the last year I'm playing in this league type of situation. And I'll tell you, the most fun thing about our league is the fact that we've all been playing together for so long. And I think for the most part, relatively speaking, we have the mutual understanding of how things are conducted. And I think that's what, in a nutshell, makes it fun.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think once you can get some consistency with guys staying in your league, it makes it easier. A little bit easier to, talk crap back and forth each week, and, have that fun throughout the league, makes it maybe even a little bit more competitive, and you want to win it even more. But like you said, yeah, as being a commissioner, just, I don't know. Yeah, like you said, just kind of always keeping an eye on things. And obviously you'll see anytime a trade comes up, someone's probably going to text you before you even see anything. Someone that's up at 2 a.m., someone's trying to put a trade through or something, So um, there's always, especially if you got friends in the league, they're always going to look out for it too. And, be a co-commissioner without being a co-commissioner, kind of to be those eyes and ears to help you a little bit.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. Brandon, anything else to add to that?
sorry, I missed some of that. My son is he's just running rampant in the house right now. So
He's ready for football, man. He's ready to go.
he's just doing laps. I love the
All right,
three.
boys. Well, as we close this out, then, thank you for that input on that. We'll try to do this a little bit more as we go along, kind of sharing some of the things that we do that keeps GSC Main engaged, things of that nature. Make sure people are checking in with their leagues. Make sure that the chat is still active with everybody. I would add that that's a good way to weed out the people that you don't necessarily want in your league. Is if they're not going to be active in the chat, if they're not going to be active in making moves and stuff like that. Those are easy candidates to replace in the following season. That's how you start building enough people to have a good competitive league. So. Everybody good to move on? Should we get to our last couple of sections before we peace out of here?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Good.
Oh, Cody's just gone.
Oh, we lost him.
Well, we're gonna move into some Super Bowl predictions here. As every year, on any type of show that you guys watch on TV, people are always doing their Super Bowl predictions. Usually never works out how people predict it. What about for you for this year, Brandon? Who you got?
This year I am going to out of the AFC, I'm liking Houston. And out of the NFC, I'm gonna go with Philly, man. I think I think Philly can they're looking pretty solid. I think they can get back. So I'm gonna that's where I'm gonna go.
Cool. I think both of them are solid picks. I originally for the AFC, I had Houston as mine, but since you had them as well, I kind of want to mix it up. I I mean, I'm just gonna go Kansas City again. I don't want them to win. Not many people want them to win again, but you never know. Mahomes is still young. I think Kelsey still got a lot to prove. Pacheco's still young. I think their team's still good. They added some help around Mahomes. I don't know. We'll see. AFC is going to be competitive. NFC is going to be competitive also. I picked Detroit. I think they should have probably beat San Francisco last year at home, had the chance to do it. I think maybe that was just a growing year for them, and they got a lot of guys coming back. I think Dan Campbell, their coach, is a big part of why they do what they do. And Jared Goff, I'm happy for him getting kind of a resurrection of his career in Detroit and leading them to do things and win games. So I don't know. That'd be a cool one, KC and Detroit. And um, we got Cody's computer died. He's trying to get back with us now.
There he is.
We were just
Hey,
we were just talking about projections for the Super Bowl, and we just got through me and Brandon. So what about for you? Who do you got this year?
well, guys, this is what happens when you overload your system with too many fantasy football drafts and too much stuff going on at the same time. So I apologize. All right, yeah, give me real quick, run it back. What do you guys got? Who are you talking?
I got Houston and Philly.
And I originally had Houston, but since Brandon took them, I went Kansas City and Detroit.
Houston, Philly, Kansas City, and Detroit. Man, you know what? You can see the Kansas City behind me. That's more hype for Thursday night football than it is for this year. I know it's silly to bet against Kansas City, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna take Baltimore and Green Bay. Who you guys got winning the whole thing?
Philly.
I really want Detroit to do it since they've never
I
won
would
it.
love to see Detroit do it.
So
I'll take Baltimore this year, man.
yeah, I think like I was telling Brandon, I think really any of those choices is pretty realistic for it to happen. I think it's gonna be a good year in football. I think there's quite a bit of parity in the NFL. I think it's just getting better with the quarterbacks that are coming up and them trying to protect the players a little bit more. I don't know. Should get more competitive every year. So I'm excited for this year and excited for Thursday.
Me too. Brandon, I don't have the doc up. If you want to take the rest of it, tell people what we got going on for Thursday and the rest of everything. I'm just going to be kind of a spectator at this point.
Yeah, so this Thursday, within the Facebook group, there will be a Zoom link. Actually, Cody, we're posting on that, right? We're not sending that out to everyone. We're gonna just post.
No, that's we're going to post on it, and I think probably the first 8 to 10 people to check in will get DM'd the link.
So we're not posting the link. We're making a post. Whoever wants to join, comment on that post. First 8 to 10 people will get a Zoom link. And then you can come hang out with us for first half, probably on Thursday night. And then from there, typically we kind of, it's later on the East Coast and we kind of just go from there. Club wise, if you haven't already, there are still survivor pools and pick'em pools open, both free and money. So be sure to get in there if you haven't already. Otherwise, we're back. Football's back. Excited to be into the fantasy season. Might have a little special video dropping into our YouTube channel on Thursday. So be sure to check our YouTube channel for that.
Real quick before we go, who do you guys got Thursday night?
Ooh. I'm pretty sure in the Pick'ems League, I took Baltimore.
Brandon?
I haven't thought that far yet, but I'm probably going to take Baltimore as well.
Well, damn, I wanted to go Baltimore also, but since both you go in Baltimore, I'll take
Why
Kansas
not? We'll
City
just
again.
we'll just do a clean
All
sweep.
right, clean sweep with Baltimore, so they're going to lose then.
Like 30.
As you can
All
see,
right.
Theo's active and well at 8:15 at night.
Awesome.
But All right. Well, that'll do it for us. We will see you guys here in a week. But until then, catch y'all later. Peace.
Peace.